Welcome to Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. We are leaving the shop. It is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. 5 p.m. This is not good, guys. I didn't sleep in or anything. I made it to work on time. I made it to the Monday meeting. Got to hear about all the fuck ups that happened last week. It was very interesting. Uh, and now I'm rolling around. So I thought today, I was like, the only thing I'm doing today is going out of town, right? I'm just going out of town. No, not just going out of town. That's what I thought the whole weekend. I thought, I got to go out of town on Monday. I got to go out of town on Monday. I thought I'd be already out of town. I'm not out of town. I'm in town, headed out of town right now. What happened was I get in and they say, "Oh, we have a different job for you to do." I'm like, "Oh, I'm not going out of town." They're like, "No, you are going out of town." I said, "All right, let me go out of town then." They said, "No, you're not going out of town until you do this other job first." So I go do the other job. The other job lasts until 3 o'clock, and then we finally pick up and then leave, and then that lasted until 4. Just to clean up and pick up and get back to the shop and everything process. You know what I'm talking about. I need new glasses. I need some real glasses that are going to really shield the sun from my eyeballs. There we go. Got me some sunnies. Uh, what was I saying? No, all right. So this is. Let me just let's just go back. I had a great weekend to an extent. We camping achieved. We did go camping. Lucas's birthday camping weekend, and we went out and we camped. We if the if the goal was to sleep on the ground in the dark in a field, we did it. I just thought it'd be a little drier, because it was soupy mud, and I even got stuff to talk about before that. Hold on. Let's go back in time a little bit more. I don't remember if I already talked about it or not, but I got off. I was about to get off early on Friday, and I was like, "This is perfect. I'm going to get off at like 1 o'clock on a Friday, which is a little earlier than I'd like to, but the fact that I got shit going on this weekend, I'd really like to get off early so I can go home, get packed up the rest of the way, and get the fuck out of town and go camping. Now that it didn't go that way because once I got picked up and packed up and ready, I was getting ready to go from work, just go home. Boss said, "Hey, I got you another job." He actually didn't say that. He said, "You're going on another job." He didn't even like entertain a question about if I was going to go on it or not. He said, "You grab a vac truck and go to Topeka. There's a spill." And I'm like, "Motherfucker! Goddamn! I don't want to go, boss." I didn't say any of that. I didn't say any of that, but it that is exactly what went through my mind was I don't want to. Please, no, don't make me. I will cry and throw a tantrum. No tantrum, no crying, just a little bit of being upset. All right, this truck is starting to fuck up. Just got on the highway and now it's like, "Oh, you need to service your engine. Something's fucked up with your truck." We're going to ignore that and hopefully it'll go away. It doesn't want to shift. It's weird. So I go up to Topeka. We have to suck out a bunch of little pits. Some fucking idiot dumped a bunch of oil down a drain, and we had to catch it before it got to the river. But the problem is that the spill happened. It rained twice. Oh, there's a big old crash up here. A big old crash up here. Big old crash up here, and everybody decided to walk out in the highway when I'm driving by on a fucking truck. Get out of the way! I got a trailer fucking coming a little closer to you than I am. Yeah, I went up to Topeka. I sucked out a bunch of pits. It was a big fucking idiot job. All the oil that had gone down the drain had already made it into the river in about 20 minutes after the spill happened. We got called a day later, okay? And then they're like, hey, we spilt some shit down in the drain. Can you come clean it? What the fuck are we supposed to do, dude? You want us to suck out the river a day ago? I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. That ain't gonna work. But we will suck some shit. So I went up there and I sucked some shit. I sucked approximately 25 gallons. We line jetted. They wanted us to line jet the sewers and shit. Right at 4 or 5 o'clock when people are coming home taking their shits and showers on a Friday. You know, everybody shits when they get off work on a Friday. It's like a thing people do. It's Friday. I'm gonna shit, and then I'll be ready to start my weekend. So as everybody's shitting in their sewer, it's coming down, and we're just blasting it out with the line jetter. Disgusting. And then I go home. I didn't get home until like 8 o'clock at night, and I had a. It wasn't a long ride, but it was an interesting ride. It was an hour and a half, so hour and 40 minutes or so south to get to Luke's farm. And it is a farm because it's got fields and horses and chickens and tractors. Well, there was a lawn tractor. I don't think it ran. It was a little lawnmower. Don't think it ran, but it was there. Is a farm. I am now sitting in traffic. This is amazing. 5 o'clock on the dot, ready to hit the road to Nebraska, is like stepping in a mud hole after you finally got your boots dried off, and then your sock gets wet on the right side. That's where I currently am. Got home and shit, showered, hit the road, packed up. I was gone. I was out of there, and it was not good because it was dark the whole time. And I had not really rode in the dark. I've rode in the early morning when it's wet, or not wet. I mean, just dark out. There was no wetness. It was all dry. But I was a little confused on the headlights on my bike. I thought that my low beam was my high beam because my high beam was doing barely not nothing. It was shining up in the sky, but I didn't know it was shining in the sky because there was nothing for it to shine on. So I drove halfway down there on low beam where you can only see about 30 feet ahead of you, like literally only 30 feet ahead of you, like that's all you got, and doing 75, that's not enough. Um, but the ride was great, other than I just couldn't see. You know, that's part of the fun of riding is seeing stuff. But Halfway down, I finally decided to pull over. I made it to a little town in Nevada, Missouri. Pretty neat little place. I don't know why, but it just kind of is. It's not Nevada, it's Nevada. Uh, but there's another town called Miami, and it's called Miami. Okay, I don't care what you say, Luke. I don't know. I can't even think of what he said it was. But it's not. It's not whatever he said it is. It's Miami. There's a lumber company down there called Miami Lumber, and they got palm trees in their fucking logo. And I'm like, it's Miami. I think he calls it Miami. Mommy. I don't know what he says. Anyways, I adjusted my headlight. I didn't know exactly where because I was in the middle of no like there's nothing to shine it on to really. I mean, I guess I could have sat on. I pulled in a parking lot of a gas station and it's all lit up, so I could see where the screws are and everything. I guess it would have been a better idea to put it in the dark so I could see where the headlight is changing the and stuff. But man, there's another car crash up here. People crashing. I adjusted the headlight and I could see approximately 2 miles ahead of me now. It was perfect. I could see everything. It was in front of me, not beside me at all. Uh, and it was nice. Now I'm thinking about doing a like I don't know. My uncle was saying that the headlight and other people are saying the headlights are junk on those bikes. I'm like, I don't know if you guys got it in the right adjustment because I see better than that than anything else I got. And even some of these semis that were running around, like these headlights are fucking shitty. But got it adjusted, rode my fat ass all the way down there, got there at fucking 11:30 at night. Immediately ripped into some beers, tickled my son, and because he rode with one of them down there. And yeah, they had a fire going and food going. So we were able to sit around and talk and eat and everything. And then he said, "Hey, buddy." I said, "Hey, man." He's like, "You didn't have any air mattresses." I was like, "Oh, yeah, I didn't." He's like, "I got a couple." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, but they're not inflated." I said, "That's not good at all." So and like everything was muddy everywhere around the whole campsite. Just think of like the Red Dead Redemption campsite. It's not like a fucking picture painted campsite. It's like the Red Dead Redemption. If you played that game, like it's just fucking mud, soupy, dirty, dingy, and so it felt like cool because it felt like you were in the olden days, but it was not great because you got completely covered in mud, and then you had to go in your tent and try to keep the mud on that side of the tent and lay on this side of the tent. And then the first night, I don't know, we hung out for a long time talking all kinds of stories and everything. Uh, Woke up to rain. It was raining. I said, "This is not good." Um, So it rained and it continued to rain until about 1 in the afternoon. I don't even know what time we got up. There's not really cell signal down there. There is, you can get a little bit of Wi-Fi from the house because we ended up moving campsites because one of the initial campsite that they were planning on us going in was completely flooded. It was absolutely not going to work. So we found another little area on the land behind a pile of something. There's just like junk piles everywhere. I like it. Oh, I gotta turn here too. Coming over. Good thing I looked down at my fucking. Oh, you know what? I was supposed to take a turn a while back. A while back, I was supposed to turn. I'm going the wrong way. But I would have been really going the wrong way if I hadn't looked down right now. Now I can at least say this is the path I wanted to take. If my boss is like, "What the fuck? Where are you going?" Like, I'm going to this. I'm taking this way. This way. The other way is full of traffic. There's something going on with this truck. You gotta get off the throttle, on the throttle, off the throttle, on the throttle. It does not like to sit fully pressed all the time. I hope this truck makes it. This is going to be an interesting day if I don't. Um, so yeah, we woke up to rain. We set up another canopy tent, and then we shot guns in the rain. It was a good time. My son was not a fan of the exploding targets. He was also not a fan of anything over a 22. He said it's all too loud. Um, which is fine. He can feel that way. We gave him some earplugs, and he was covering his ears the whole time, but it was still too much. Um, yeah, we shot some guns. It was a good time. Those exploding targets were really cool. Shoot them, and they just boom. Um, and his dad made some cowboy stew. It was fucking delicious. So his dad, he does these things where like events where he makes and fixes up old wagons. And I don't I guess he does make some. Maybe he just fixes up old ones. I don't know. I don't even know exactly. But there's several covered wagons, like Pioneer Day type covered wagons all over the property. And there's some that he uses and he takes to events that are all fixed up real nice and good like, and he cooks. So he's like a private chef. People hire him to come out, and then he cooks food for them out in a wagon. Um, Pretty cool. So he didn't have his wagon out or anything, but he did have his chest full of supplies and a big ass pot. He threw all kinds of ingredients in there and let it cook over a log fire, and it was fucking amazing. He's like, "All right, this is almost done. We need to work on dessert now." I'm like, "Dessert? I didn't was not expected dessert." He's like, "Yeah, we're doing dessert," and he set up that around the other side of the house in front because he needed a little bit of electricity for the ice cream maker because they made homemade ice cream, and then also, uh, what's it called? Cobbler, strawberry and blackberry cobbler, I think is what it was. There's red stuff and purple stuff in there. It was fucking delicious. Oh my gosh. And it was also cooked over, it was cooked in one of those big pots, but it was over some charcoals. And he had set some charcoals on top of the lid and some underneath it. And that, I looked over at it and I said, this thing, that's going to take for fucking ever to cook. I was like, that thing is never going to be done. No, I was really surprised. It was done. Like, the lunch was done, so we went over there and grabbed bowls and filled them up, ate the cowboy stew, and halfway through my first bowl, the cobbler was done. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So I ate bowl of chili, oh not chili, cowboy stew, bowl of cobbler with ice cream, bowl of cowboy stew, bowl of cobbler. I did that until I couldn't fucking move. Oh gosh, if I could have moved, I'd have gone back and got more cobbler. And if I could have moved after that, I'd have gone back and got more cowboy stew. And you know what I'd do if I could keep on moving? But I couldn't move. I was so fucking good. Um, Also had some cornbread made up and throw that cornbread in the stew. Oh, baby. I'm just so sad I'm not there eating it right now. And then that was Saturday. We rode the dirt bike and four wheeler around a little bit, but my dirt bike is not getting around very well. It's just slipping and sliding in the mud. The four wheeler, we're having a little bit of motor issues with it for a while, but the choke, like the where it says choke on the handlebar, it's all wiped off, and you can't really tell. And I guess we were trying to start it with the choke on after had already been running. I don't know. It wasn't giving it enough air or anything. I don't know. It was fucked up, but we finally found out that was out of adjustment and got it running again, and it ran and rode all the whole time. Well, it did break down once more, but we got it fired back up, and then it ran again. The four wheeler's doing good. That's what I'm trying to say. It does it. All it needs is a couple of tires. I mean, you should probably do all four, but a couple of tires would do that thing wonders. But it would really tear up the yard. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it would really tear up the fucking yard like crazy. But it would be kind of cool to have traction. But I don't know. Luke is working on getting these new wheels and tires for it. They came off side by side. They got the same bolt pattern and they should be around the same height, but it's just different rims and tires. And if he can get them for cheap, hell yeah, dude, get them. Put them on there. You'll be so excited. And they're 12-inch rims versus the 8-inch rims I think that are on there. So it'll even look newish instead of having those big old balloon tires. But those I don't know, those big old balloon tires give it a little bit more cushion for the pushing, mushing for the bushing, whatever you want to say. Um, so, anyways, we had a good time. Yeah, they're on a gravel road, so we were running around up on the gravel road and back and forth. There's a dog out there though. There's a Great Pyrenees. I used to have a Great Pyrenees. There's a big old full bred. Mine was not full bred, but this is a full bred Great Pyrenees. This thing will eat a fucking mountain lion eating a goat. And it'll do it with a smile on its face. And if you're a fucking idiot fat dude on a motorcycle riding by the house, he's gonna rip you off that motherfucker and chew you up and take you, just be like, "Yep, I killed another fucking intruder, mom." So I was like, please don't let me get near this fuck. That dog got so fucking close to getting me or my passenger because I had Luke's son on the back for a little bit. That dog about jumped up and got us a couple of times. I was like, this is. They were trying to show me the campsite, but the campsite entrance for the original campsite that I have not even been to yet. The entrance is right there across, like directly across the street from the dog. And I was like, I'd like dogs, but I don't think I'm gonna get friendly with this dog. This dog is like, motorcycles are the devil, and I'm going to fucking send them to hell. That dog did not like motorcycle riders. And I don't think I was going to be able to say, "Oh, it's okay, puppy. Don't bite me anymore." I didn't think that was going to work, so I decided to just by the house, and the people inside were probably like, "This fucking idiot is just ripping it by my house." I'm not ripping it by your house. I'm going slow, and the dog is chasing the shit out of me. Look out here when that fucking get your dog. He's gonna get me. Okay, they probably were like, this fucking fat guy is just antagonizing my dog. It's like, I don't know. There was nothing interesting the other direction, so all the cool shit was that direction. So we kept going over there. I mean, we probably had 6 or 7 dog chases, uh, tallied up. And now I don't know. I think once those neighbors go talk to his parents they'll be like, yeah, you had your family over. I could tell there's a fat guy on a dirt bike. Tell him to keep it down in front of my house. I know that conversation is probably going to happen. And I agree. I'd love to. I am just putting around. Okay, I'm not trying to be a fat guy laying on gravel. I'm trying to be a fat guy on a dirt bike, just driving my kids up and down the damn street. But when you got a dog chasing you, you're gonna rip it too. I'm not trying to hurt your dog. I'm not trying to antagonize him. Just all the cool shit's over here. So I never got to look at the campsite because Luke was like, oh no, for one of the times he's like, no, follow me in there. So we drove over there, and then he just into the woods, and I'm like, I don't know what it looks like in the woods. Are you gonna stop as soon as you get up in there? Is that dog can go in there too? Okay, listen, I'm not gonna fling my dirt bike up into the woods like a maniac, and then wreck into a tree, and then have a dog come bite my arm. I'm like, I don't know what the campsite looks like, but I'm guessing it looks like grass. I don't need to see it. It'll be all right. I would like to, because you worked hard on getting it all cleared out and everything, but I don't, unless I walk down the street and the dog is like, oh, it's just a person, then I would go in there. But I ain't walking that far. Okay. Anyways, we made it the whole day, the whole weekend. No dog bites, no crashes, no injuries. Hold on. Were there injuries? No injuries. Full stomachs, and we slept on the ground for 2 nights. So that's how it worked out. It worked out all right. I guess we did. I did have a better tent than the other guys because they both. Well, there's Travis and Luke had his son in his tent, and I had my son in my tent. Me and Levi, my son, we slept just on the ground, and then Travis, I guess he had a cot, and Luke and Lincoln had a cot, or Luke and his son. Sorry about that. They had their cots, but they actually had like standing water in their tents, and there was no standing water in my tents. It was just damp, and I don't know. We had hot dogs that night. There was a big brush pile that they were. He was talking about getting fired up and everything. We went out. We couldn't get that motherfucker to fire up for nothing. We dumped. I had, I don't know, not very much gas left in a gas can, and I tried to use it sparingly. I dumped so much gas. Well, it wasn't a lot of gas, but I dumped it everywhere. And I tried to light, and it evaporated before I could get it fucking lit. And I was also kind of scared because of how much gas I just thrown in this fire, and you could smell the fumes just coming up out of it. And then I just could not get it to fucking light. I don't know what was going wrong. We used tiki torch fluid. We had a paper sack full of newspapers. We had cardboard boxes. None of this shit was lighting. I mean, it would light up for a little bit, and then it would go out. It was just not in the cards. But luckily, the little campfire was still going, so we were able to get that up and going. We had some s'mores. My son had already gone to sleep though. He got tired out watching us try to get the big brush pile lit, and he was like, "I'm going to sleep," and he just went to sleep. And I tried to wake him up for s'mores, but he would not wake up. And I didn't want to really get in there and shake the piss out of him. I was like, just let him sleep. He's had a long day of running around covered in mud, and luckily there was no ticks. Um, we saw one tick, and it was on Luke's daughter, and I don't know where it went. It flung off she freaked out and it flung off somewhere. Um, but no ticks on me or my boy. So that's nice. I was really worried about getting ticks and shit. Yeah, we had hot dogs. We went to Chicken Sue Ellen or some shit like that. I don't know. He's like, oh, we got to get the spaghetti. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? It's like, they got spaghetti for a side. I'm like, all right, sure. It's decent spaghetti. No meat or nothing in it, but it was decent, like worms, not worms, noodles and sauce. It tasted. It was a interesting chicken chicken Bertha Ann. I don't know what the hell it's called. Chicken Rovella. I don't know. It's some old lady's name and chicken in front of it. Um, we got some of that, and then I was like, we got to get out of here because I'm like, it's getting. That was Sunday. I was like, I gotta get. I'm not gonna be home very long. Like, I'm gonna go home, and if I feel up to it, I'm gonna mow, and then go to sleep, and then I gotta go to work, and now I'm going out of town, bud. So we hit the road, and I stopped to get gas once right outside of his town, and I text the wife, and I'm like, hey, I'm on my way back. She said, okay, watch out for the severe storms. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, severe storms? I'm on a dirt bike, okay? I'm on a fat guy on a dirt bike. What, this ain't no good. And I look at the radar, and there's just a big red storm that's already covered my highway, and there's more of it coming. And I'm like, damn it, this fucking blows. So I tried to work out a little bit of a situation where I was going to ride up into one of the little cities there and then park and wait it out. Well, I was riding up, and then it started hailing on me, guys. Like, I was riding in the rain. Like, riding in the rain wasn't fun, but riding in the hail, I was like, all right, this is a little much. I mean, it's just bang, 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 bang off my helmet. I'm like, oh, God, it's hit me in the neck. And I don't have any protective clothing on. I'm in a t-shirt, guys. I'm in t-shirt and rubber boots because my work boots that I had worn down there that I'd been wearing the whole time were completely soaked with mud because we were just walking through 6 inches of mud everywhere we went. And they were soaked, but I put on a fresh pair of socks, fresh pair of pants, no fresh pair of pants, but I dried them out, and fresh shirt, and then I immediately drive into a rainstorm. I'm like, this is some bullshit, but my feet did stay dry. I pulled over at a gas station, and there was another biker there. I was like, how long you waiting? He's like, I'm not waiting. I was like, but you're here under the canopy. He's like, nah, I stopped to eat. He's like, I've been riding since Omaha. I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, rain don't bother me. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, I just don't have a lot of riding experience, so I'm just gonna. I've been in the rain, but he's like, oh, okay. And then it started pouring even louder, and then he hopped on his bike, no helmet, and took off. I was like, what a fucking man he is. Look at that man. He is riding no helmet through the thunderstorm. Like, lightning and thunder is just going fucking nuts. I'm like, this fucking guy's insane. He needs to be checked out. Somebody stop him, okay? And then I was looking at the radar. I talked to my buddy, and he's like, I don't know. I think you can make it. He's like, if you could just deal with a little bit of rain, I think it'll clear up. And I looked at the radar, and I did see that it was only going to get worse if I stayed where I was. So I threw the helmet on and hit the fucking road. Now my phone and GPS, none of that shit was working because it was raining on my phone, and my phone was it was trying to order dirt bike parts while I'm riding down the highway. I'm like, hey, quit clicking buttons and stuff. My phone's just going through it's like trying to text old girlfriends and shit. I'm like, hey, I had to pull over and turn the motherfucker off. Fucking thing's gonna start doing all kinds of crazy shit. And wouldn't you know, I mean, I rode in the rain, a lot of rain, for a long time, and made it out of the rain. And I pulled over, wiped off my phone, turned on the GPS, and then I kind of compared what I was like the speed I was going compared to like actually having a gauge now, I was doing over 75 in the rain. Like I was ripping it. I wasn't slowing down or nothing. I was just like, "Meow," and made it up. I did have to like, there's traffic for no reason on the highway. I looked up, I could see up ahead a little bit, and I saw like nothing in the highway, and then two tractor trailers just going slow as fuck next to each other. I'm like, you're fucking shitting me right now. We're going slow as fuck because of these dipshits. So I fuck it. I did. I ended up weaving through traffic. They kept stopping and stuff because people don't know how to fucking drive the same speed. Um, and then as soon as I got out of that, my fucking I started running out of gas. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I was gonna pass this car, but I got a way station up ahead. I also have an ABS light on my dash, which I'm gonna just ignore. I don't think the light on the trailer is on, so I think we'll be all right. Ah, it's closed anyways. We're good. We're good. All right, now the people that I was about to pass this guy, and then I didn't cut anybody off, but I had to get behind this guy so I could make this way station lane. And then now everybody's like, "Oh, we're gonna pass you now," and I'm like, "Well, now I can go fast. If you guys, they don't, the people in cars, they don't even see the way station over here. They have no idea what the fuck that is, because that's the way I felt. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is. Truck drivers apparently know what that is. They go in there sometimes, sometimes they don't. And now I'm just a trucker that got over, and then now I'm not going in there. Don't know what the fuck is going. There's a fat trucker just looking at his flat tire. Poor guy. He's in the way station. He pulled in there. There's nobody running the way station. It's closed. They're gone. They went home. But there's a fat trucker that just like, I guess I'll pull in here and look at my stand here and look at my flat tire. What else happened? I rode home. I got there, like my buddy, he had to run to his house to grab some stuff, and then he went back to my house to drop off all of our stuff that we had packed up, and then but I was able to see him there. And I got there, my daughter was begging for a motorcycle ride, and I was just like, yeah. My mama was saying no, and I said, actually, yes. I was like, yeah, I just got off a long motorcycle ride, but I want her on. She wants a ride, she gets a ride. That's how it works in this family. If any of my kids, I don't care if they shake me in the middle of the night, they're like, I want to ride the motorcycle. All right, let's go. All right, we'll go ride the motorcycle. Because I love it so much, and I don't want to be the no dad. I don't want to be that. So, for sure, you can ride the motorcycle. Let's hop on. Let's go. And took her up and around the block and everything. And this is the first time she's rode on the bike since I put the new phone mount on there. It's been a while. Not sure why it's been a while, but it's been a while since she's been on it. And I was like, look, you can play phone games while I'm riding. And so she started doing this coloring game while we're just riding around the block. And then I was like, all right, never mind. Like, turn it off. She's like, but I was like, you're riding a motorcycle, okay? I don't want you riding the motorcycle and being on the phone, okay? I was, I don't know. I made a mistake. I was like, oh, look, here, you can play games. And then she started playing games, and I'm like, no, actually, just enjoy the motorcycle ride. Like, you're on a motorcycle. You should just look around and feel the speed. And I went inside, I got cleaned up, and I fell asleep on the couch. Wouldn't you know it? Didn't wake up until my alarm started going off this morning. And I was like, really? I just fucking wasted the little bit of time I'm going to have at home. So, I went through all that just to go to sleep on a couch at the house. We did eat though. My wife went out and got groceries and picked up some Taco Bell. I haven't had Taco Bell. I haven't had good Taco Bell in a while. I had a really good Taco Bell last night. And then knocked me out, and I got on the bike this morning and rode into work, and I got put in charge of this job that we were doing today, and soaked my right foot. So what we did today was I had to grab a guzzler and then two guys in a pickup truck with some guzzler hose, and we went out just right around the corner from the shop, and they're working on the levee wall. This other company is working on the levee wall, and they hired us to come clean up the mud that had made it past the silt fence that had gone up into the railroad, up on the railroad tracks and stuff. And it was not good. It was not a good time. Uh, the guzzler hose, as soon as you start sucking up mud, it fills the hose up real quick, and then it's just heavy as fuck, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just a big heavy hose, and you got to drag it around all over the place. Luckily we had it connected to the truck, and I was able to drag the hose along the railroad track for a while, but it was still some bullshit. It was still mostly bullshit that I didn't want to have to deal with, but I did. And I was like, man, how long do you want me to do this? They're like, until the railroad tells you to stop. I said, all right. They never came to tell me to stop. The one guy, well, I started to pick up because it started to rain on us. And then a guy came over and was like, hey, you guys got to get off the track. I said, all right. Yep, we're getting off. And then I got to the shop at 4 o'clock, and I had to dump the dirt and mud that we had sucked up. I didn't realize how much we had sucked up. Well, I mean, this thing will hold 16 cubic yards, and I probably had about 17 cubic yards. I don't know how that works out, but that's what it was. It was as loaded as it could fucking be, and it took some persuading to get it out. And now it's scary when you're on uneven surfaces and you're tilting the bed of this thing, not the bed, but the whole back end of this trailer or this truck, the guzzler, picking it up to try to dump it out, because I thought this thing was definitely falling over, because I tipped it all the way up and nothing was coming out, and I was hitting the vibrate and everything, and eventually it just broke free and came out. But I was like, please don't let me have a truck tip over on its side right before I got to go out of town. Like, it's just gonna prolong my going out of town, and I still got to go out of town no matter what happens today, unless I die. If I die, I might not have to go out of town, but other than that, I have to go out of town. So I'm going out of town now. Got 2 more hours until I get to my location of hotel. Got a hotel up in Omaha near the airport. And I'm driving a tanker truck, or not well, it's a vac tanker semi. It's a 5,000 gallon tanker semi. Uh, and wake up in the morning, go to the shop, and then drive another 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours north, pick up a load of water, bring it back down to Omaha, dump it, and then possibly make my way back up 3 hours. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out. Probably go to sleep, wake up, grab another load, and then head back down south into Omaha or home. I don't know. I don't know how things are going to work out quite yet. And I got I got a couple of nights I'm going to stay out of town, so that's all right. I guess I'm the only thing I'm gracious for right now is that I fell asleep on the couch and I got a lot of sleep, so I could do this. But I was really hoping for a show up to work clean and drive a tanker truck clean and go to a hotel and just sit in a hotel clean for a while. But I'm covered in mud. Okay, yeah, one of those steps I took was into some really soft mud with a puddle on top of it. So whenever my foot went sunk into the ground, all that water just went right onto my laces, and now my right foot is completely soaked. And I left my boots on the dryer all night last night, and they were so warm and toasty and dry. I couldn't believe they got dry. My boot dryer, it's like one of those I don't know, it dries it with heat. I don't understand, but it's not. It doesn't have like air flowing through it. It's just got like heat. Just heats your boots up, and they just get dry. And it works good. It just takes longer than the blowing one. So, but I did. I was like, all right, everything's gonna be fine because I thought I was gonna my boot is not gonna dry at all. I thought that's how this. I'm just gonna be like this for the next 3 days, 2 days. Just a wet foot. But I'm gonna use the hair dryer in the Holiday Inn Express. I'm gonna put that hair dryer in my boot and dry that motherfucker out, so it'll be ready to go for tomorrow. Now the only thing I didn't pack is new jeans, clean jeans. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna scrape them off into the bathtub or something. I don't know. And hopefully they'll be dry, cleaner than they are now for tomorrow. Because tomorrow I'm just hauling water. That's what I heard. I heard I'm just gonna haul some water, haul water from Dune, Iowa, down to Omaha somewhere, and then I got 2 loads to do. And I'm really upset. I went to my boss as I was leaving for this job. I was like, "Hey, man, where's the other tanker truck?" He's like, "Oh, it's running them loads down to Tulsa. The loads of selenium water down to Tulsa, not Tulsa, down to uh uh what's it called? That town in Oklahoma." I said, "What the fuck?" He's like, "What do you mean, what the fuck?" He's like, "He's gonna be out all week." I'm like, "I know. I'm the one that's supposed to be out all week. That's what I've been begging you for that fucking job. Why am I not? Why is the other guy not doing this? The other guy would have done everything I did today and this water hauling job. He'd have done all that way better than me. And I'd have done that way better than him. I want that other job. The other guy doesn't even want the job. He complains about it. He's like, I got to be out all fucking week. This is some bullshit. I'm like, send me, bud. Send me out all week. And I like it because I get paid. I get like 12 to 14 hours every day. And I get per diem on top of that. And it's just nice. It's really nice. It's nice to get paid a lot of money. I'd like to get paid a lot of money. It would really help out. It's not going to solve all my problems, but it's going to solve more than what this job is doing for me. I mean, I'm going to get good hours today, maybe tomorrow, and maybe the next, I don't know, I guess maybe the next day too. But I know how it goes with the other job, and I want the other job. I want it. I want it so bad. They just won't let me have it. Not for you. It's for everybody else, not for you. It's bullshit, man. I want it. Um, yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. Went camping, had a good time. Uh, can't wait for the next one. The next one's gonna be dry though. I'm telling them right now, it's gonna be dry. If it ain't dry, I ain't going. I'm glad I was on this one. We had a good time. But buddy, I'm not camping in the mud again. I ain't doing that again. I This time was all right. Um, and yeah, that was it was a fun time. It was interesting. A lot of memories made there. A lot of first times for the kids. My son's never shot a gun. He was able to shoot his first clay target with the BB gun. Surprised it broke it, but he shot a clay target. He's like, I got it. All right, buddy. He did walk up to it and point the gun right at it and still miss, but then he aimed it again with some help. Somebody was holding the barrel right to it, and then he shot it. And he's like, I got it. Yeah, you did, buddy. We were probably shooting 50 yards, not even. We didn't want to carry all the shit that far, so we didn't go too far out, but we did go out, set up a bunch of little. He had the clay pigeons. They don't look like pigeons at all, do they? But the clay pigeons, the little orange discs, had those in some little metal holders made for them, so that was cool. And then we had a couple other little targets set up, and then we had a big metal plate that we had drug over there with the four-wheeler and set it up right in the middle. Oh, and then his dad did bring out the 50 cal. He's got a 50 cal. It's a muzzle loader, but it is a 50 cal. I mean, it was putting some big fucking dents in this big steel. I mean, our 22s weren't doing shit to it, but it was also impressive to see how that 50 cal, I mean, it cracked it in one spot, and it just, every time we shot it, it left a big old fucking dent. And it was also kind of cool. Another gun of the times, old school muzzle loader. I did have a little bit. I was like, this thing could blow up in my face, but it didn't. But I did think that every time I shot it. I was like, this could be the last time I'm alive. And everything works out fine. I'm like, all right, cool. I don't. No incidents out there. Um, And then we did spend a little bit of time in the house out there because it was raining and it was also hot after it was done raining. And we just wanted to go in and kind of relax a little bit, let the kids have some computer time. They were playing on laptops and tablets and stuff, but we were still doing the good stuff. But it's kind of hard to, when there's a house and people telling you to come in. It's kind of hard to not go in there. You're like, yeah, let's go into the AC instead of sitting in sinking folding chairs next to a fucking fire in the mud. I was like, yeah, we could go in there and dry off our feet. Let's do that. We'd go in there and take off our socks and boots and just sit around. But we, on the TV over there, I mean, the only thing they were watching was Grit TV, and Grit TV's old westerns. And his dad is just, from the top to the bottom, his dad is a cowboy, settler, pioneer. That's what he is. He's a cowboy for sure. And they got a couple horses out there. The horses didn't do much. We didn't mess with them at all, really. We looked at them for a little bit, and then they looked at us, and then we walked away, and the horses were still standing there. But whenever it rained and you could see all the mud and everything, those horses didn't move, but like 8 feet. There was like an 8 foot circle. Like they didn't move. They just stayed in one spot. Kind of interesting, but they were good looking horses. A lot of flies out there. Kids were having fun running around with the fly swatter. There's just 1,000 flies everywhere all the time. Nothing you could do but get used to it. And I tried to. I was almost used to it. But then we left, and I was like, all right, I don't have to deal with no more flies. That's cool. Yeah, didn't even get like any. I was surprised. They had treated a lot of the land that we were going to be on, but I didn't have a whole lot of faith in that, I guess. But I don't have like any mosquito bites. The flies don't give a shit about anything. The flies don't care. But we got like I don't think anybody really. There's a couple people that got mosquito bites. A couple bites. Nothing crazy. I thought we were for sure going to get ate up, and I thought my allergies were going to be off the chain. And I'm so surprised they weren't, because we're just in a really wooded nature environment. I was going to be sneezing and dripping out my nose the whole time. No, everything was good. Um, Other than that, that's about it. We're just rolling up to Omaha here in 1 hour and 53 minutes. And then, I don't know, my boss wants me to take this truck and trailer into the truck wash. So, yeah, hit up the truck wash once you get up there. I'm like, buddy, I don't want to. I just want to go to the hotel. You made me work a whole day, a whole 9 hour shift, and then start this. And then you want me to do more on top of it? Motherfucker. I want the truck to be clean. I'm like, I understand. A clean truck is a happy truck. So, I'm going to go do that. Keep all 18 down. Adios. We'll talk to you later.